This game, I'm gonna play most of this mostly safe because this game gets dangerous if you try to run it aggressively. And we want to make for a good marathon, so I'll try to explain all the technical stuff behind it as I go. I, dude, I'm mostly gonna stick to the US version. Okay. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna, so this is no out of bounds, any percent. So we're gonna skip a lot of the game, but at the same time, we're not gonna use a lot of any zipping tricks, essentially. Alright, so in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is the introductory portion of the game. So you're gonna learn about all the characters, and then we'll never use them. Basically, it's gonna focus on one character in particular named KO. He's a mouse. But this is little Samson. His abilities include he can climb walls. He's got that neat jump. He shoots shurikens. And yeah, that's little Samson. We'll just progress through this portion and we'll introduce the next character. Neat thing about this game is there's enemy drops, but it's within a certain kill limit. So after 7 kills, the 7th enemy drops an item. And they can be anything from a health pickup to a 1-up to an actual orb that increases your health. I always try to manipulate it for the mouse character, but it never seems to work out. Okay, so this is Kakira. She's a dragon, of course. She can levitate, and fly, and breathe fire, of course. You can actually perform charge shots with her. She actually becomes useful, like, well, she's useful, of course, but will be used more, rather, in the later part of the game when I'm doing some enemy avoiding, and also if one of the bosses doesn't work out too right, per se. So we'll just ride this tornado for the rest of the game, or the rest of the stage. And this is Gom. He's a golem. Probably has the best theme music in the game. One thing about this game is, depending on which character you play, is what music you're gonna get. And after a while, KO's music gets really annoying, but it is what it is. Gom has a lot of health. He can travel on certain spiked objects like that. And he's got an extended punch, which I actually missed that hit. I'm gonna grab that health, walk through him. There we go. Alright. And here's KO. He's basically a glass cannon. He only has 2 health to start, but we're going to upgrade his health right away. We're going to use him for the majority of the game. He's got the best attack, and he's the fastest to move, so... We already have 4 health now. I'm gonna grab that potion. That's basically an E-tank, essentially. They're only carried by the person that picks them up, so only KO has that healing potion now. This is actually a good setup, because she can actually move during this fight, but we want her in that corner, because if she lands, she'll start attacking us as we fire, so... Alright, so these enemies are really random where they end up. And I'm actually looking to see if there's any upgrades that are going to appear after I destroy the little enemy there. Which I haven't seen yet. Oh, there was a heart. That's actually useful. Okay. So we're going to grab another orb upgrade here. if I get an orb earlier, I can avoid that one, and that would save me a bit of time. Now these bombs are very powerful, but they take a bit of time to go off, so you gotta do a lot of dodging with this character. Whoops. Grab that health. Jump over this guy. Yeah, it is. So that's the first form of this enemy. He becomes, Cyclops now. I'm gonna stay behind him and just try to avoid the missiles he drops. There we go. Okay, this is my least favorite stage, just because there's so many things that can go wrong, potentially. If you take a hit and you want to grab a platform, you have to wait it out a bit, otherwise you'll just slide off of it. But there's a lot of, we also have blocks that just appear and go away, but they're still actually there. You can stay on them if they're, if they don't show. And you want to avoid those spikes. And we did well. There we go. Alright. Now we're gonna try to get a quick hit, which we didn't. But that's alright. And that takes care of that fella. So I forgot to mention, that stage actually wasn't the second stage. I believe that's the fourth stage, because we destroyed the Cyclops' KO, and that actually skips a good portion of the game. There were a lot more stages after that, but because of the route we went, that saves a lot of time. And that's just a short stage. That's where I get my last upgrade, essentially. I like this part of the game where you're avoiding these knives, but the setup isn't really that great for me today. There we go. We're gonna run through this guy. Oop. I'm gonna take that potion now. That was a bit scary there. Well, like I said, once you take a hit and you're trying to grab a platform, you'll just slide right off of it. So that's why I usually grab onto the platform before I run into that guy. Oh, he just ate all of those. There we go. This guy is kind of scary at first, but once you realize the pattern, he's actually quite easy to take care of. Just kind of drop those bombs and move, drop and move, essentially. Okay. We're actually doing pretty well here. I take this platform up, and one thing to note: once we get up here, the transition changes. So if you try to go down there afterwards, it's basically a death pit. So we want to avoid the lava here. I'm gonna get hit by that guy, but that's okay because there's a heart right here. So, oop, that's not good. You don't want to run into that. So that kind of limits what I can do in this fight coming up, because I actually want to kind of boost the damage to this guy by hitting him with my iframes. So we're going to do this a little safe. That's alright, because the next fight is basically a one-hit death regardless. Well, this is one of the coolest looking bosses. It's a big dragon. You just want to avoid running into it, but I gotta get close enough to it to drop bombs in its face. He will try to rush you too, like he just did. He may lower... Oh, and see, that's the thing about this stage. The side of those platforms you can't grab onto, so... I always learned that the hard way. Oh, we almost got it. Yeah. Exactly, Mega Man 2. But see, this is where Kakiro actually becomes handy, because if the dragon gets a bit lower, I'll use the dragon to actually finish off this boss. Okay, so we're gonna actually switch to Kakiro now. There we go. Alrighty. These eyeballs are a bit annoying. I'll just follow you around. Yeah, the Mecha Dragon is better. Ooh, that is a lucky find. We just got a potion here. Which is useful for this part, because I'm going to be facing another one-touch kill enemy, the Reaper. And I want to make sure I have enough health to deal with the little phantoms that follow him, because I use them as a buffer. I'm going to switch to Kakiro again to get through this part, because I don't want to take much more damage. There we go. So this boss is basically the run killer, the Reaper. It's very random where he shows up except for the first phase. So we always know he's going to be here. And that was a good fight. That was extremely well. Alright, and we're on the last stage. We're gonna take a hit from this guy. Oh, we didn't. Oh, we just jumped through that guy then. Whoops. There's one platform that's closer than the other, and I missed the opportunity there. Oh, get up there. Come on, KO. There you go. There we go. So this is the only stage where the music's actually different, regardless of character. So let's see where he ends up, because sometimes he'll go high. So now he's gone high, so I can't really hit him. Wait till he gets down here. And he did it again. He can actually go in the middle, and he's got two forms, so this is the that was pretty good. We may actually get him in one phase. I find it's easier if you space out your bombs. And I take a hit here. We're gonna do it in 2 phases, and I'm gonna heal just to be safe. It's actually a good setup to have if it was coming this way anyways, just because that last bomb is actually useful when it hits you here. There you go. And game. And that's little Samson. Well, it's a fun little game. Thank you. Thanks, Colt. Hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you, Keijitsu. But yeah, if you were to actually play through the stages in a particular order with defeating certain enemies a certain way, you'd meet up with these later enemies, and at the end face this final boss.
Alright, thank you 99er for both of those games. We're gonna go ahead and move along in just a moment to Darkest Dungeon. Commander's got us, and he's gonna show us Phosphorescent Necromancer.